Hello everyone. Hello, with us Dr. Jayant today. Thank you, doctor. And the question is a bit about Ayurveda in general. And for everyone whose language is English and who understands English, so they would be happy to see a little bit more about nutrition, good habits in this field, and how to bring some good to their health through food and a right relation to food.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, my dear sisters and brothers from countries whose mother tongue is English, like America, like England, New Zealand, and for persons who really have a good eloquence in English language. Very good piece of time for you all. First of all, I would like to define the meaning of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is an ancient Indian medical science or ancient tradition of medicine, which is almost more than 5,000 years old, and persons who very often deal with regional Indian literature, Ayurvedic literature, I mean to say, we know that it is almost 10,000 years old, this Ayurvedic medicine. What actually Ayurveda is, as a doctor of cardiology, I mean cardiologist or Ayurvedic practicing doctor, Ayurvedic medical practitioner, I would like to discuss more of the medical aspect of Ayurveda rather than the philosophical aspect of Ayurveda. As it is said by the ancient Indian reputed physician Charaka, that Ayurveda Ayurveda, Ayurviddate anena ite Ayurveda. It means that science which tells us about life is Ayurveda, or that science of life is Ayurveda. And that eminent scientist also says that hitahitang sukhang dukkhasmayastasya hitahitang manang cha tachya Ayurveda sauchyate. It means Ayurveda is a science which tells us about what are goods around us, what are healthy around us, and what are the ways by which we can consume these things. And not only that, apart from that, it also tells us about what are the bad things around us, what are the harmful things about us, and what are the ways with the help of which we can get rid of them. As far as Ayurvedic anatomy and physiology are concerned, around us, this universe is consisted of 5 subtle prime and primordial elements. These are, in Ayurvedic language, known as Pancha Mahabhuta. Pancha means 5, Mahabhuta, subtle primordial elements. These are earth, ether, air, fire, and water. And these 5 elements are also consisted of human quality, like guna. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Sattva, it's purity. Raja, it's imperator quality with high amount of ego. And Tamas, it's consisted of bad things, silly things, harsh things, impurity, etc., etc. And these 5 primordial elements, which are known in Ayurvedic languages as Pancha Mahabhuta, are located inside our body in specific permutation and combination to form doshas, like Vata, Pitta, Kapha. As for example, Vata is consisted of ether and air, Pitta is consisted of water and fire, etc., etc. And these define our psychological, physiological, mental body type, which is not changeable from from the into the whole span of our life. And apart from that, these also define our disbalances which we consume due to our violation of our daily regime, daily routine of our food intake, and our daily routine, etc. and etc. So Ayurveda, what actually does is it provides the harmony between body, mind, and spirit, by which these commodities, with the help of these commodities, like first of all, the healthy way of life, right way of life, right diet, right yogic exercises, right intake or consume of Ayurvedic drugs, Ayurvedic herbal drugs, I mean to say, right or necessary Ayurvedic Panchakarma procedures, that is detoxifying procedures, and as well as several others domestic purification procedures. There's a big importance of this subject, which is known as Swasthavritya. According to Charaka, the definition of Swasthavritya is Aturasya nirvikarattan avatishtati iti sastha tvasvabhava sastha, means the subject which exclusively deals with the right food intake, right regime of food intake, diet, healthy way of life, deals with the actual good daily routine. It is known as Sastavritya. It is very essential, as it is known that Ayurveda not only deals with good, not only this patients, it deals also with good or healthy human being, as it is known as Swasthasya Sastarakshana Aturasya Vikara Prasamanancha. That Ayurveda not only deals with the patients, it also deals with the healthy beings. So there is a very good importance, very healthy importance in Ayurvedic medical science of how to intake food properly according to our Vata, Pitta, and Kapha body types. I want to mention that this about the consumption of water. Pitta kind of person should intake a little bit of water in course of intaking food, so that to reduce the agni. I mean that is what to say, nutrition fire, digestive fire, to reduce a little bit, so that not to heavily intake food. Apart from that, the person who is of Vata type should intake or consume water after the intake of food, so that the Vata or this dryness, so that comes very much. And to the contrary, Kapha kind of person should consume or intake water before the intake of food. Apart from that, before intaking food, you should be well equipped with all kind of cutlery, utensils around you, so that in time of intaking food, you shouldn't go to and fro for taking these utensils, cutlery, etc., etc., and etc. Apart from that, as Ayurvedic the scriptures and books are concerned, they advocate to pacify yourself at maximum before the intake of food. As less as you can should you talk in the time of intaking food, even if in Russia and other Western countries, in time of taking food, it is said making words with one another very big and very often. putting very high respect to that, even I should say. After the intake of food, after the consumption of food, from the Ayurvedic point of view, it is advocated to intake amla or saunf to not to have the that is the food saturation feeling, not to have the food saturation feeling first of all. And this kind of amla and saunf, these products also enhances the digestive enzyme secretion. As far as this sleeping tendency is concerned, to sleep just after the intake of food, it is prohibited from the point of view of Ayurveda. If somebody feels like that, it means that he is having some kind of kapha disbalance. So he should take care of reducing kapha. So morning time or in the evening time from 6 to 10, when kapha is increased, when kapha is generally aggravated, he should take exercises, yogic exercises or other Arabic exercises to reduce kapha. And else than that, apart from that, I must say, this as far as this time is concerned, this summer, autumn, September, October, and November, autumn or dewy this time, because in Russia, autumn is dewy or complex, and it is known as ocean. For this time, I must say that people should, in excess, use warm food, lukewarm water or lukewarm food. Even they should consume astringent food, hot food, to reduce the aggravated effect of pitta and kapha. Not to catch cold off and on very often, and not to be affected off and on with some kind of pathological process of gastrointestinal tract. Apart from that, my dear sisters and brothers of English-speaking countries or from other countries who understand the language of English, I must say that please go through the texts of Ayurveda more and more, study those, and don't study this from the fanatic point of view. Don't become the fans, don't become fanatics. Just study this with the help of your intelligence and wisdom. Please rectify your everyday way of life, rectify the way of your character, the mode of your character, and don't try to become an Indian, because from where the country is, irrespective of it is Russia, it is America, it is England, everywhere there is good culture. Your culture is are also enriched. So just rectify your healthy way of life, fooding, etc., and be American, be Australians, remain American, remain Australians, remain Russian. So before bidding goodbye, I must say, wish you all, my dear sisters and brothers, I want to wish you all very good Ayurvedic health, very good Ayurvedic mental and physical health, and wish you all a very good providation of harmony between body, mind, and spirit. Thank you for hearing my lecture.
Thank you, Dr. Jayant.